Now, speaking of something that's a bit less speedy, Sylvanas book's been delayed again, everyone.
Wow, I wonder why. Any idea?
That's it. Every time Christie's like, oh, okay, oh, phew, I've done the book. There's the manuscript. They're like, never mind. Denathrius is living. So Christie's like, oh, okay. Sorry, we've rolled patch 9.1 and 9.2 into each other and relabeled them 9.1. She's like, okay, got it. Sorry, we've cut patch 9. So either Per Christie's having to rewrite this book 500,000 times because that's the thing people forget about the job of Christie and Madeline and the people who work in these books. They have, I don't say this in a way to be like derogatory to them, but they have no fucking say in what goes on. They do. They obviously have some say in what goes on and like how they steer their characters into those positions and how those characters, inner monologues and all that's portrayed. But they don't have that much fucking control because they are writing a tie-in novel to, in a way, somebody else's story. Now, I think, it's like maybe Christie's a bit more in the team and is probably going to be there at some of the higher up discussions. So maybe she'll have a little bit more control. But ultimately, I don't know if like Steve Zanuzzer is the lead narrative designer, because sometimes in a team like this, you can have 5 people with the job title of lead or something. But it's that bunch of people on the development team. The development team, they are the people who drive the story forward. And Taryn Gregory, Christy Golden, they are not members of the World of Warcraft development team. Like even when if they're all in the office, they literally work in a different building to the WoW dev team, right? So it's a sort of thing. As things maybe will chop and change with the development team, that is going to impact whatever is going on with CDev. CDev are the people who, do the books and those sorts of things. So there's another side of this. World of Warcraft Sylvanas. I don't want to be crazy here. It's going to have some details in Sylvanas. I actually have a Giga to the Brain theory.
I don't like when you have these, but try anyway.
There's a little bit with Sylvanas and Anduin where I think I know what they're going on when you go into some deep Windrunner lore.
Yes, I got you. I got you.
So there's some things going on there, but yeah. Like, even look how they're selling it. The epic, definitive story of Sylvanas' Windrunner, one of World of Warcraft's most enduring. She sure is. Oh boy. Oh, she's never going to stop. You stick in there, Sylvanas.
Can't kill her if you tried.
And iconic characters. Yeah, I think of Aiden Pierce's iconic hat and scarf from Watch Dogs.
Yep.
No, I'll give them that. Sylvanas is an enduring and iconic character. She absolutely is. You see Sylvanas, you're like, that's the World of Warcraft one. The problem is they have sort of run her into the ground. Ranger General, Banshee, Queen, War Chief. Born many titles, to some a hero, to others a villain, whether in the pursuit of justice, vengeance, or something more. Brackets rewriting the cosmic cycle created by the first ones who are actually an emergent property of the 7th fractal collapsing into the something. Sylvanas has always sought to control her own destiny. Brackets, she will not serve. There you go. So that's the book. Perfect. So here's the deal, everyone. This book probably explains the last 5 years of World of Warcraft's plot.
Yeah.
Because, World of Warcraft's had a plot that's really hinged on what Sylvanas has been doing. But it's not exactly told us that much about what Sylvanas has been doing. It's done, motivational hints and things like that. But, what exactly is the thingy of thing that Gan Smashed really doing?
Oh, the Soul Cage?
Yeah.
It's MacGuffin. MacGuffin they had plans for and then threw the plans out.
Maybe.
At least I think so, because that kind of story element all just sort of disappeared into the ether without really anyone paying attention. So I feel like that was like a heavy part of what they planned for Sylvanas and Helya and stuff, and then they went, fucking Shadowlands.
Yeah, because like we haven't...
Yep.
God. Yeah. Right. Well, yes. Yeah, so it's that weird thing, right? This probably is going to have loads of stuff about Big Zoval, the jailer. It's going to have all that shit. And what happens if Sylvanas comes out before patch 9.2? When it's like, maybe if it's not supposed to. I mean, surely that could be a problem. You know, could it spoil the patch? Have they had to delay this because, you know, the patch had to change? You know, maybe the patch is actually going to be coming out in March, so they've had to delay the book to be after the patch because they'd spoil each other. That's some of the things that people have been, you know, speculating about. I don't think those are crazy speculations, because this is a tie-in novel to a video game, so stands to reason some parts of the video game would matter.
Yeah, I mean, it also makes sense given the dates in which it's aimed for, because, you know, November, we're like, yeah, that would be an ideal time for 9.2. February, that's it, next ideal time for 9.2. 9.1.5 seems to be taking a while. This book's delayed. That makes sense as well. So
yeah,
I think it's all lines up logically, at least.
Pretty much does, yeah. So that's that with World of Warcraft Sylvanas. It's been delayed. Maybe this makes us think that March will be the release date of this patch, which will be awkward, because how does that tie into BlizzCon Line? You know, because if BlizzCon Line is unveiling oh, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, no. What if patch 9.2 is unveiled during BlizzCon and the new expansion isn't? And then patch 9.2 lasts a calendar year and a half. What if patch 9.2 is another patch 5.4 and it's like July 2023 before we get 10.0?
I think we can unequivocally say that World of Warcraft would be in a poor state.
Be in a bit of a pickle.
If it goes for well over 12 months without a new expansion. I would almost say it would nearly be in a bad state if it goes more than 12 months without a new expansion from now. Never mind, 2023 as a possibility.
Because I don't want to spook any of you. But if this was Legion, we would be getting our new expansion next August.
Mm-hmm.
If this was the Battle for Azeroth, we'd be getting our new expansion like a calendar year from now-ish. Add a few because of the delay and stuff. The original, planned, Shadowlands. Right? So, is there any way 10.0 can... Oh, no! Oh, no! I mean, okay, look, if they just get Ian and, Jeremy Fiesel or whatever up in a camera and they release, a 30-minute YouTube video like they did for patch 8.3, I very much support that. I think it was a really good format and I liked how they did it. If they did that for the new patch and then left the expansion to BlizzCon Line, then we'd be okay.
That's what I think is happening.
And if you look at patch 8.3, they did do patch 8.3 right before that BlizzCon, I think, didn't they?
Yes.
Yeah, so in which case...
Yep.
Yeah, in which case maybe that's what they're going to do.
That's what I fully expect. I was thinking about this earlier, and I fully expect this to be, hey, everyone, maybe end of November, they'll go, hey, here's our details on 9.2. We've thrown together this little quick thing to replace, maybe a little bit later where BlizzCon is. Hey, here's an increasingly tired-looking Ian Hazzard-Costas explaining how the game looks. Maybe, does he have any soul left? We'll find out. He'll be explaining, 9.2. They'll have Muffinus up to say a little bit.
No,
maybe
the rest of his team turned his soul into anima and bought a pair of gloves with it.
Yeah, so
that's the bit where the lore of I think I replied it to someone on Twitter today. This is the bit where I realized, oh yeah, Mankirk's wife gets put into a spice grinder and fucking redeemed for a sandwich in the Night Fae base.
Oh god. Yeah, so I imagine we'll see that. We'll see very tired developers talk about 9.2 late November. They'll give as much detail as they want, but they'll just go, that'll be the final take, by the way. The best they've got out of them. So that'll be, we'll have the PTR up sometime after the Mage Tower's gone, maybe January, maybe December, who knows. And then we'll see at BlizzCon. We'll release it in February. That'll basically be the delivery, I imagine,
That
based
is
on
the
how
best they can do.
Based,
And, hey, if they do that, I'll actually be happy.
Yeah.
Because that will be them doing the best they can do.
yeah, and for a little bit of context, I don't mean that as the derogatory to the developers being, not really caring or something. I mean they will be so burned out.
Yes.
That's the only thing they'll be able to physically do. But yeah.
Yeah, I'll be like, okay, so here's actually the intern, Dave. Dave's going to do the presentation because the entire rest of the team has actually been ground into a fine dust. Everyone is saying X.
Yeah.
Has our stream died?
No, it hasn't.
Wow. They're just Xing in chat. Cool.
Yeah, X marks the spot of X marks the spot of very good analytical commentary in World of Warcraft.
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny. That's kind of like
Oh,
why.
it's X for doubt. Okay. Of course, it's X for doubt.
It's X for doubt, man.
Sick.
It's kind of why I did the 9.2 video.
Yeah.
I wanted to see if it would be possible to get a concept for patch 9.2 that people could actually enjoy. And I got what I expected from that video. There was pushback from the people who just loved Shadowlands and loved... You know what? I've been calling it Cosmic Lore as shorthand. I think I just need to call it technical mechanical lore.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a better way to call it. So the people who really love that, I think there was some pushback from them. But, I try to do that as just like a case study of, can I make a fake patch that people in principle would be quite hyped by? And it seemed to go pretty well. So, yeah, who knows? Maybe there is a chance. That was almost me just trying to see, like, if I try to, I kind of wrote that in 2 afternoons. If I try to work out, because that whole thing, I remember, I think there was the Akalon videos talking about not agreeing with me in a few things. I actually agree with loads of Akalon's points there. I wasn't writing, my own personal patch. I was writing, honestly, in a pretty cynical and mechanistic way.
Yeah.
What I thought the best way to, thread the needle through all the shit that's happened and get us back to somewhere where more people are happy. I was trying to work out what that threading of the needle would be, and that's what that video was. So, I don't know. It seemed to do quite well as a video, and people seem to broadly be quite happy.